This is Beta. I'm here with Arkive, and today we're going to be talking about the connection between the producer and the DJ. I started curating music, or I guess you could say like my first DJ gig was with at a market trade show. Shout out to my boys Ed, Julian, Diego. They were really the first ones to like put me on, because like before that I was just, you know, a bedroom producer making joints, you know, at home and not really even playing other people's music out. So to be honest, when I first started producing, I was like super heavy into the Neptunes. I was super heavy into like Timbaland and like just super organic producers, right? And then when was it, 2004, 2005, I heard the Donuts album from Dilla, and that was like, you know, one of the last true soul, like, you know, instrumental hip-hop joints, and that really got me into like wanting to sample and be, you know, have sounds like that. Being a producer and you wanting to sample, you definitely want to find the most obscure, the most rare, not all the time, but like you always looking for something that's like different or like aside from all the other things. So you definitely got to have that diversity at the end of the day. And you know, I could go from, let's say, spending at a party, I play like some Black Moon, go to like some Noriega, and then I might whip out some Dolly Parton or some George Benson. It just depends on like the mood that I'm in. When I'm producing, right? Like I'm in the crib, I'm looking for like a certain groove or a certain feel. It may not be like happy, sad, or whatever, but like once I find that sound to fit whatever mood that I'm in, like I take it that direction, you know what I'm saying? And then like I let that roller coaster ride. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like it's the same thing when you're DJing, right? That first song that like you cue up, and then, you know, that dictates the rest of your set. Basically, you know, that's like the introduction to you, or the introduction to like, you know, what people are about to hear. So I think they're the same. They're like hand in hand. I mean, obviously like the equipment, you know, just knowing like measures and timing, rhythm, keys, like all that stuff is important, man. All that shit is in hand with being a producer. It's hand in hand, you know, with being a producer and being a DJ. Before I started like DJing seriously, I really had to like understand like, all right, what is like, I gotta sync stuff up, right? So when I was, you know, producing in my bedroom, like, you know, to match like vocals with a beat, like doing flips and remixes, you gotta make sure, you know, the vocals are on point, everything is on the floor. It all sounds the same. So you take that same principle with DJing, like, you know, you're just trying to match those BPMs, or you really don't. You know, you could mess with the pitch, all, you know, echo, all types of different effects and whatnot, different styles and methods. But yeah, it's just all in the same as far as, again, timing, rhythm, feel, measures, the whole nine. More doors opened up for me being a DJ rather than a producer, just because when I was DJing, I was able to play my stuff out as opposed to being like in my room, you know, just banging joints out, and then, you know, I'd have it online, or, you know, somebody might be interested in it, but, you know, playing it out live and people actually listening to it and asking me like, hey, you know, who's that? Oh, it's me. A challenge that I had to overcome being a DJ when I first got into DJing was to control a crowd. Like, you could think you got all the bangers in the world, all the Nicki Minaj, all the Cardi B flips, all the Future flips, but at the end of the day, if you can't mix or blend or just like, you know what I'm saying, like carry that rhythm, and you got all those bangers, it's not gonna work out. You gotta know like who likes what works with what. It's not just like having the best songs. It's about like, you know, the actual skill, the actual carrying the room, commanding the crowd, the whole nine. Underrated things about being a producer is just getting credit, to be honest, because it's like, I mean, you see the artists. I mean, I don't want to be the dude that's like, all up in the videos, you know, dancing, rapping. But like, you know, we definitely take time to, you know, craft, you know, come up with these ideas. Like basically, like I heard Timbaland say one time, no, LL Cool J say about Timbaland that when he first got in the studio with him is that a lot of dudes before he got with him were just programming beats. They weren't like, you know, coming up with the idea for the song. They weren't like, you know, giving inputs on lyrics or anything like that. They just, you know, ran the beat and the rapper got on it. And a lot of producers don't get credit for just like taking the time to actually craft the song with the artist that they're working with. Underrated things about DJing is just people, I don't know, kind of taking advantage of you because it's like a saturated market today. You do a lot and you may get little in return. Let's just say that. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. Something that I love during a DJ set is when somebody comes up and I'm playing a joint that I made or like flipped or whatever and they ask me like, yeah, you know, that's a banger, who's that? I get to say it's me. The thing I hate the most about DJing is people asking for fucking requests. It's a *1 cardinal sin. That's a no-no. Unless you got money, you got a doobie, but money for sure. And I might hear you out. During a set, the way I know I've connected with the audience is when I see the shorty in the back and her weave is all sweated out. I know I connected. I know I did my job. Advice that I have for DJs and producers trying to get out there today, just take your time. Like, don't be afraid to like go out and network and talk to people and find out what's going on, how you can be down. Just make sure your shit is like fire. You practice at home, you know what you're doing. Don't be a happy-go-lucky person and be like, oh, I'm gonna just hop on. Do the work, practice, be good, and then show up and then be like, yo, this is what I can do, and then everything will fall in place.